Okay, so now we're talking more about lines. In this particular section, 4.4, we're going to be talking about the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line. So the slope-intercept form is written a particular way. When we say slope-intercept form, we write the equation as y is equal to, we like to get y all by itself with no coefficients, and we say y is equal to mx plus b. And we learned from the last section that m is what we call the slope. We're going to learn this section that b is what we call the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the location on the y-axis that the line crosses. It's one of the rules that every line shall cross the y-intercept somewhere, unless it's a vertical line. But all lines with a slope will cross the y-intercept somewhere. It may be way high or way low, but it'll eventually cross somewhere. And we can use this particular relationship to actually plot lines, and you'll see how much of the y-intercept helps us. So again, this is a slope-intercept form. Slope is equal to m, and y is equal to y-intercept is equal to b. And here's a quick example. Y is equal to 0.968x minus 17.3. In this particular case, 0.968 is our slope, and negative 17.3 is our y-intercept. That means this line would actually cross the y-axis at negative 17.3. So here's an example. Give the slope and y-intercept for the line whose equation is 3x minus 5y is equal to x. Again, the main rule on points, we call it slope and y-intercept form, or slope point form, is we have to get y all by itself. So we know how to do this. So all we do is just maneuver everything to get y all by itself, and we get y is equal to 3/5 x minus 7/5. And from here we know that 3/5 is our slope, and our y-intercept is negative 7/5. Don't forget the negative part. That'll mean a pretty big difference. So make sure that you include the sign there. Find the slope and y-intercept of the line y is equal to 2x minus 7. So in this particular case, we say that the slope is equal to the coefficient in front of our x, which is 2, and our y-intercept is negative 7, because there's supposed to be a positive there. So that means the y-intercept is going to always be whatever sign we have in front of our constant. That's negative 7 in this case. Here's another example. Find the slope and y-intercept of the line 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. First, we got to get y all by itself. And we know how to do that. We've practiced that quite a bit. When we get y all by itself, we see y is equal to negative 2/3 x plus 3. In this particular case, our slope is equal to the coefficient in front of x, which is negative 2/3, and our y-intercept is plus 3 in this case, because it's a plus there. So the y-intercept is includes the sign that we have solved for in our equation. So now we're going to learn how to graph this a little bit. The first thing you're going to always want to do is plot the y-intercept on the y-axis. So you're going to have to find what the y-intercept is, and just find that point on the y-axis and put a dot there. The next thing you're going to want to do is look at the slope, and the slope will tell you which direction we go. Remember, it's rise over run. So you can use the rise over run relationship and draw a second point. Then all you got to do is use a straight edge to connect the 2 points, your y-intercept and one point that you made from using the slope of the line. So here's an example. Graph the line whose equation is f of x is equal to 2x plus 3. So this is a little different than you're seeing. You're seeing this f of x. All that means is y. Anytime you see f of x, just know that all it means is y. So we're going to go ahead and just plug in y in there, and we get, I wish they wouldn't have done it that way, because we didn't talk about f of x very much. So now after we just plug in y in there instead of f of x, we get y is equal to 2x plus 3. Again, 2x plus 3, we see that 3 is our y-intercept and 2 is our slope. So we're going to come to our graph, and we're going to just find our y-intercept first. Again, it's on the y-axis, and it's at the point y is equal to 3. So we put a point there. Now we use the slope. The slope we said was 2. Remember what slope means? Rise over run. So 2 is also the same thing as saying 2 divided by 1. it's a good way to remember that fraction, 2 over 1. So what we like to do is say, okay, let's start off at our y-intercept and find our second point using our slope. Well, rise over run means we go up 2 and we go to the right 1 to get our slope. So what we do is we locate our y-intercept, then we go up 2, 1, 2, go over 1. And we end up at point 1, comma 5. And from these 2 points, all we got to do is use straight edge and draw a line through them, and we now have our line. Here's just some, I'm not going to go through these because I don't really teach much application, but they're definitely for your viewing. If you have questions on these in your book, feel free to ask. Just make sure and always plot your y-intercept first, and use your and make sure you go the right direction with your slope. If it's negative, make sure it's a negative slope. If it's positive, make sure it's a positive slope. So good luck, and see you online.